Hey nerds!
Hi y'all!
So, we just saw Star Wars,
Oh
The Force Awakens. This is just out the seat. This is Quinton.
And it's Beyonce Cynthia.
So, yeah, it's like almost, I think it's about 9:30 in the morning. Did a overnight shift because Star Wars just came out and we didn't close. And so, got off work and saw the movie. And it was impressive.
Phenomenal. It was a lot better than I had expected, honestly.
And this is coming from a classic Star Wars fan. I've only seen the garbage tridge. She's seen the Ridge tridge.
Well, in the first. And
I
I like
see.
Jar Jar Binks, so meh.
Yeah. And I'll totally prescribe to Han shot first, you know? But, oh gosh. Let's see. We're at almost a minute. Let's not do spoilers till 4 minutes in. So,
All right.
for all you guys, as soon as it's that 4 mark, you better turn off the video unless you've seen it already. Okay, so things that worked well for the movie, from my perspective, especially considering I'm not a backwards and forwards Star Wars fan like other people are. So this was more of an outside looking in perspective, even though I do like it. Narrative was pretty good. It was a little bit predictable, but I think some of the greatest stories can leave you or have you invested even if you know what's going to happen or think you know what's going to happen. And it's that emotional investment and just being like, called it, which I said like 8 times in this movie. I've also made predictions for the other 2 movies already based on this movie, which I love when you do a series like this. Dialogue was good.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's Disney. They're probably going to squeeze out another 2 to 3 movies.
Well, they do it in trilogies. They wouldn't. If they did another trilogy, I think they wait a little bit of time. I hope.
Yeah, no. I feel like they're going to spit out the next 2 movies. I'm not saying they're not going to be amazing, but they're probably just going to spit them out in quick succession. If we don't have another Star Wars by the Christmas of 2017, Disney's not on their shit. Oops.
Oh, I curse in these videos. It's fine.
Oh, good job.
So, what else? Great action and very good build-up because the thing with Jedi is kind of like these are the characters we care about the most in terms of like our fantasies of fighting or whatever. Well, I shouldn't say that in terms of Star Wars, but of course these movies culminate in the huge Jedi fight, right? And oh my gosh, because there's so few Jedi because of how the context of the film taking place, it's like, man, when are we ever gonna see 2 Jedis fighting? And it's like, wait, is that happening? And it's like, wait, no, that's happening. And it's just like
Mind blown.
well, not exactly mind blown, but it's just like a lot of the film could only have happened being made today. Like back when the Ridge Tridge was made, like a lot of these things weren't happening in cinema.
Let's talk about something that was really interesting: the diversity of the actual cast.
Oh
so
man!
In the other ones, you had a lot of aliens, a lot of different species, which was good, right? It's like intermixing, it's wonderful. In this one, you had less of that, but more of actual diversity. So there's more women in the cast.
Oh yeah.
More non-white males in the class, which is jarring when you first see it. Like when you see, oh, that's a token black guy, token woman. Hey, look, she's got swung, and all of a sudden it's like, what?
Which is scary because now we're in spoiler territory. You know, I wasn't gonna say spoiler right now. I was gonna say I remember there were quite a few people who were very upset that they see a trailer and they see a stormtrooper take his helmet off and he's black. It's like, what? A stormtrooper is black? How dare you? Right? And then of course people were explaining that canonly you can have black stormtroopers now because of what happened at the end of the Ridge Tridge, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, it's the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Going away from the actual Ridge Tridge and moving into the territory of like, you know, the Clone Wars, like the animated series, you show that they can take the DNA from just about anyone and splice it.
Indeed.
So they take the best genetics they can find, perfect, and then they work with it. Are we in spoiler territory?
We're in spoiler territory.
Awesome.
I
so
did
my
love.
favorite part was the fact that he was a fucking janitor. Oh my god, the galaxy was saved by a goddamn janitor.
Oh yeah, that was pretty great. That was a loud truck. Yeah, it was pretty great. Also, I kind of loved how they kind of. And I think Star Wars probably does this a lot. It's like all these like.
We should probably relocate.
Relocated. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say it is kind of great how like some of the events happen like they could have almost not happened if someone like didn't make a mistake or I don't know actually found Luke Skywalker
And
before the last fucking
minute.
about the last minute of the film.
The last 5 minutes. I mean, no, it was basically the last 5 minutes.
It was basically the last
It
5
was
minutes.
ridiculous, but outside of Luke, the way they introduced each and every character was
Especially the
phenomenal.
old characters.
Well, that's the ones, you know.
And we didn't lead with the old characters either, which
they
was
were
great.
actually were not the focus, which was interesting because you don't often see movies with a female and a black guy as the lead together.
Yeah, they were definitely co-stars.
And you know, the relationship that's obviously there, and then obviously you're gonna
It's very skinny
follow
love.
down. You know, it's very, very. Wow, are we really doing this, Hollywood? But
It's awkward like Tumblr. It feels. It has so many
less
feels.
awkward than Tumblr. It's less awkward.
It's as
than Tumblr.
awkward as Tumblr on a good day.
I give you that. But it's just there's so much to cover and just not a lot of time.
Yeah.
I feel like in another video we'll dissect it fully. But here's a question.
Well, we had to pit it against the other, at least the first entry in the other two trilogies.
You mean 4 and only 4? Yeah, I agree. Putting it against 1 is kind of not fair. Because 1 is bad. 1 is terrible. It has my favorite character in it, but it is terrible. You should never watch the entirety of 1.
Well, Belated Media.
More than once.
Well, Belated Media has this. I'll leave a link in the description. Basically, revision of Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3, and how they could have been written and made good. Apparently, I don't know. Sometimes I'll do shameless plugs. But I mean,
I don't know how it's shameless considering they don't know who you are.
Well, I met
And
him
it's
before.
like, oh, congratulations! You met him for 4 seconds. Yay!
No, we had a conversation. It was like 4 minutes. Anyway,
Is
what
that
else
up on
was
your
really
channel
great
for
about this
Expo?
film? What?
Did you upload it for the EXO videos?
The upload for the Expo videos?
Mm-hmm.
The anime Expo videos?
Mm-hmm.
No. I met him at the theater.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so no video of that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he'll see it. I'll like post it on his Twitter or something. That'll happen. Anyway, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. You should definitely see it, even if you're not like a huge fan of Star Wars. And if you think you might want to get into Star Wars, this is a perfect chance.
I love how I just like fade it right out.
Just step to the.
So out the video?
Oh, like I was gonna say, even if you don't know much about this series, it catches you up real quick. And the fact that the old characters, are old enough to like be legends, like they're all like, Luke Skywalker, does he really exist?
I mean, and let's be fair. The fact that Leia and what's his name, Han, had a son. What? He went to the dark side. What?
Also,
and they're super hidden at the fact that Luke had a daughter. What?
yeah. The main lead is probably actually Luke's daughter.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
That's what I'm hoping.
And the little bot was.
Oh, that would be interesting because Benjamin. It looked like Benjamin had the hots for the person who might be Luke's daughter, and that would be the reverse on him and Leia because they'd be related.
And you know how Star Wars love their incest.
Star Wars loves
We
it.
love the incest. I mean,
Maybe they'll go the full Oedipus complex and actually have someone gouge out their
God.
eyes. No one's lost their eyes with a lightsaber, have they? I would really love to see that.
yeah, of course you would. I mean, he got his face slashed open. Isn't that good enough?
No.
No.
Not very.
Not.
I mean, it's cosmetic. At least they didn't destroy his face so much that like it's basically not even him acting anymore.
So if you should see it in 3D.
Oh, we saw it in 2D,
We saw it in 2D.
but we're gonna see it in 3D.
Eventually.
One day.
I don't feel like it's really a selling point because the movie, like, on its own, like...
Well, I don't think 3D is a selling point for most movies. If a movie needs 3D to be good, then it's probably not that good.
Think back to the blue avatars, right? If you saw it in 2D, it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You saw it in blue 2D the second time, it was like, oh, it's kind of sucks. See it the third time, it's like, well, I'm never watching this movie again.
Well, you know why I think
3D is an expansive universe. It's really eye-catching, and it really, like, you know...
It's just a sample of virtual reality. That's the only reason people cared about Avatar, because their first sample of virtual reality. Like, oh my god, look at the birds, they're flying past my face.
Yeah, like I said. Oh my god. Okay,
Step into the...
I just stand back here.
You keep being in the dark side.
I just stand back
Why
here.
are you in the dark side?
Stand back here. But then you can't hear me. Alright, so I guess I'm back up here. But now you can't see me.
Wow, this is almost 11 minutes. I feel like we should cut it, but least favorite thing about it.
It would have to be the minimum interactions between Han Solo and Leia. That would be it. Because I mean, their relationship was like, oh, I love walking away from you. I know you miss me. I did miss you, but I'm no longer a princess. I'm a general. You a dick.
Wow, that's a little heavy. I mean, I thought that they weren't trying to do it too heavy because you don't want to focus too heavily on the old characters because you're gonna alienate all the new people.
But everybody knows who they are. If you're seeing a Star Wars film and you don't know who Han Solo is, your parents did a bad job. I'm sorry to tell you. Your mother did a bad job.
I know who Han Solo was.
Yeah, I know, but she shouldn't show it to you. Shame on her. On that note, what was your least favorite part?
My least favorite part? They had this thing where and if you know the actors in the film, Adam Driver's character was a Han Solo's son and Leia's son, so he's a dark Jedi, and he's kind of like caught between the light side and the dark side. Like they have this thing that's like, oh man, he might switch sides, but I didn't feel it enough, and it's not because he's wearing a mask most of the film, because you know they're doing the homage to Vader. I mean, I felt like there was like one line that's like, oh man, like I'm struggling with the light. But the last Han Solo scene, or I should say the only Han Solo scene with that character as well, was a really good scene. I won't mention what happens, but I will say that without that scene, I would have been like, why are you even teasing me with saying he might go to the light side? He's super dark. There's no way. And not in a they'll surprise me sort of way, in a like, if you make him switch to the light side, you're insulting my intelligence sort of way.
All right, so we're gonna actually cut the video short here.
We're not cutting it short. We're cutting it long.
No, because we could probably keep going.
Of course, we could keep going in Star Wars.
Exactly. So, long story short, should you see it? 100%.
Yes.
Should you see it in 3D?
Probably, if you have the money, but you'll still love it regardless.
I mean, I don't know. Save up money and buy a 3D TV, then you can watch it in 3D at home when you eventually buy it. I mean,
that's a lot of money, though.
Well, I mean,
a 3D TV?
Sell newspapers.
May the force be with you this weekend. Have a good one. See you, nerds.
Bye.